Alright, if you're the sort of person that is prone to clicking off of YouTube videos instead of watching them to the end, I would advise you to not for this video, because otherwise you won't know what this car is, and it is extremely cool. If there is one thing that I hate, it is doing a YouTube intro in public, because everyone stares at you and it is completely awkward, which is why, I mean, it's pretty good where I am now because there's absolutely no one around. It's fantastic. So welcome back to the channel. If you're a regular viewer, you might be a bit confused about the scenery behind me. That's because we're not in Brisbane. We are in fact in London, United Kingdom, capital of supercar spotting, and we are in Mayfair to do some very quick car spotting. Now, the other day I actually popped over to Knightsbridge, which is essentially Mayfair's counterpart when it comes to supercar spotting. There's a lot of stuff there too, but I didn't really have a lot of luck there. Like, I did see a fair few good things. For example, red Ferrari 812 Superfast, or a couple other Ferraris as well, quite a few, but not really what I was expecting. And I still haven't seen a single car that is listed on exclusivecarregistry.com. So we're going to be sticking just to Mayfair today, so let's see what we can find. Alright guys, one thing that's going to become extremely apparent in today's video is that the first half of it was rather rushed. As you heard me mention just now, I only had around 1 hour to do some car spotting in Mayfair, so as a result I was running around to all sorts of different places, very out of breath, filming very hastily, and not really keeping track of the order of the clips in the video. So as a result, if you were to listen to the audio of this clip right now, I would actually sort of be doing another YouTube intro, which obviously wouldn't sound very good given that YouTube intros normally only happen once per video. But anyway, I'm doing this audio voiceover right now, and as you can see in the video, I'm checking out the brand new Lotus Evija hypercar. Fully electric, so no internal combustion engine, and one of the most insane cars I've ever seen. Obviously, being in a Lotus dealership, there's also a Lotus Emira and an Elytra right behind it, but I mean, this car is a star of the show. You can see the paint color sort of fades from a light to a dark silver, fully matte finish with some contrast and carbon fiber, and then you can see inside the rear taillights there's these gigantic aero tunnels which give this car a look like nothing else on the road. This thing is an absolute unicorn, and if you live in London, I would 100% recommend coming down to the Lotus dealership and checking out this car while you still can, because you might not see one ever again. Okay, first Lamborghini of the day, we have a Lamborghini Aventador LP700-4 Roadster. First Aventador that I've seen in London so far, and this one looks very nice in this black spec. However, across the street is an arguably even more insane car. If I just make my way through the traffic, this is a Mansory Venatus Lamborghini Urus, which, I mean, I think Brisbane has one of these, but the fact that this is just casually chilling on a street corner is the most ridiculous thing ever. The hood, I mean, not just the hood, everything about this car is dialed up to 11. And we also have a Rolls-Royce dealership right here, but I'm not going to go inside. One, sort of because I don't have enough time, but two, Rolls-Royces are everywhere in London. Like, I literally do not have the energy to film all the Rolls-Royces here because they're just so common. It feels like there's one on every single street corner. There's also quite a large amount of G-Wagons, S-Classes, like, I mean, luxury cars are everywhere here. Over here is a G-Wagon that is definitely worth filming. This is a Brabus, as you can see here, with the full carbon fiber bodywork. And, I mean, you come around the back, usually it says how much horsepower the car is rocking, but this one currently doesn't, so at a guess I'd say 700, maybe 800 horsepower, but either way, significantly higher than stock. Mercedes AMG GT. Very nice. Okay, over here is a Porsche 911 992 Turbo S, and over there, you can see at the back there, Aston Martin DBX 707. That sounded very good. Over here is Ferrari HR Owen dealership in Mayfair, so we have a very beautiful Verde Jewel 296 GTB right now, flanked by a Ferrari Roma, and I mean, it's a fairly small dealership, so there's not much else. It's a really nice spec. Orange leather on the interior as well, which is something you never usually see in Ferraris. And just around the corner from Ferrari is Bentley. Now, I mean, I never usually film Bentleys, but it's probably quite relevant given that the Bentley dealership is right next to a Bugatti dealership. Now, you can't really see in, but if I just put my phone here, we might get a sneak peek of what's inside. And there is some sort of Veyron there. I cannot tell, but that is ridiculous. Looks like a Grand Sport Vitesse to me, but I'm not 100% certain that that is the front bumper that comes from factory. Either way, that is the second Bugatti Veyron I've ever seen in my entire life, and I mean, seeing a Bugatti, always very special, although in London it is certainly more normal than in Brisbane. So with that, let's keep going. There we are. So you're behind Lord of Liam the other day.
So this is me and my car. He's pulled on and
That's crazy.
He's pulled out in front of me.
I still haven't seen a Chiron, so I mean, you're a lucky guy.
So I was following him.
Wow, very nice, man. Rolls-Royce Phantom with a 2-digit number plate. That cannot be that cheap at all. But I mean, if it isn't obvious already, I'm not exactly the biggest expert when it comes to London car spotting. I did like a brief sort of research session as to what the best places were before I came, but I'm just jumping around very quickly. One, because I don't have much time, but two, also because like, oh, here's the, is that a different AMG GT? It might be, you know. Could be the same one. And then here is another Aston Martin DBX. These things seem to be everywhere in London. I mean, you can see in the distance there's the second one. All right, the Battle Muse did not disappoint. Over here, we have a Rosso Dino Ferrari Purosangue. Brisbane literally hasn't even had one delivered yet, and then there's one right here, just like chilling on a street somewhere. That is ridiculous. All right, I've just popped down here to the Dorchester, which is a very famous hotel here in Mayfair, but as you can see, unfortunately, we have absolutely zero supercars here, which is a bit of a shame because you usually see quite a few around here and there. But I mean, given that it's January, it kind of makes a bit of sense. But let's keep searching. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. I literally just walked around the corner from the Dorchester and I see this just casually chilling on the street. I think this has to take the cake for the most insane street spot I've ever had. That is, oh wow. Street Parks McLaren Centre. I think Queensland literally has like one centre in the entire state, and here it's just chilling on the street. What on earth? It seems this car is all the way from Qatar as well, so I mean the spec is pretty on point. White with blue accents in the exterior, and then if you come to the interior, also full blue leather treatment to the interior as well. Very, very nice. I think it appears that I've jinxed myself for the better, talking about how there probably wasn't going to be too many hypercars out today, so let's hope our luck continues. And over here we have a Aston Martin Vantage Roadster. This is just a V8 one, not the V12, but still a very good car. Almost missed this one. This is a Audi R8 V10 Spider. I believe this is the third R8 I've seen today. Earlier on I saw a white Spider of the same generation, and also a yellow, again a Spider, of the newer generation. Now, I am no plate expert, but a 2-digit plate from Bahrain cannot be cheap. And given that it's on a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, I mean, you have no idea how rich this person could really be. All right, these wheels are very recognizable. If you see a Mercedes-Benz S-Class with wheels like this, I mean, you're almost guaranteed that it's going to be a Maybach. These things are very special, very expensive, and surprisingly, pretty common here. Hopefully you guys can see the footage in the camera. This place once again is quite famous for having a lot of hypercars, supercars parked around, but unfortunately, it seems that today there isn't anything here. Okay, here we are at Aston Martin Mayfair, where the color game is absolutely on point. We have a purple Aston Martin DBX 707, and then a Aston Martin DB12 painted in brown. That is a really nice color. Brown interior to match as well. And I believe this is my first time seeing the new DB12 as well, so icing on the cake. And beside that, we have an Aston Martin Vantage Roadster. I believe it's just the V8 version, so no ECR cars from that dealership. And if we come over here, we have, oh, Aston Martin Vantage F1 edition. I thought that was a V12 for a sec. And then another Aston Martin Vantage before we get to the end, where we have another Aston Martin DBX 707. Very nice. As an Aston Martin Vanquish passes by there, I'm staying next to a red Aston Martin Vantage. I definitely am a fan of the styling of the new Vantage, even if the engine possibly isn't quite as amazing. Love the ducktail support at the back there, and the red paint really makes this car's curves come alive. Alright, I am not sure if this is paint or a wrap, but Either way, it looks quite insane. All the way from Dubai is this Lamborghini Urus right here, and the key detail is these painted green wheels. I'm not quite sure if the light's picking it up, but looks very, very different to your average Urus, and I have to say, it actually doesn't look too bad. Porsche 911 GT3, very nice. Okay, the lighting is absolutely terrible, but trust me, that is a Mercedes AMG GT. Right, so it's got pretty dark now, so I think I'm gonna call it a day. I've only spent really an hour here in Mayfair, and yet I've somehow managed to see 2 hypercars and also a brand new Ferrari Purosangue amongst many others. I might as well take you guys through some of the other cars I've spotted like here and there over the course of my trip so far. So I actually went to Edinburgh about last week ago, and unfortunately the dealerships didn't let me film inside, but there were still some very, very cool cars. I saw my first ever Lamborghini Huracan Starato, which they let me take photographs of, but not videos. There was also a really nice Ferrari 488 Pista Spider in Verde Cur's Lucido, and there was also another Ferrari Purosangue, which is very cool. Alright, so the daylight around me might be a bit of a giveaway, but it is now the next day, and behind me is a Lamborghini Huracan LP6 10-4, but I figured today I should resume the car spotting, since yesterday, I mean, I only had an hour, and I also was like, I mean, you could probably tell from the footage, it was really rushed, so we're gonna take it a bit easier today and just like, see what we can find. Lamborghini Urus. Alright, I just run into the same Mansory Vantage Urus that we saw yesterday, and you can see that Mansory badge. I sort of went past this one very quickly, but I mean, good to always touch on this again. Brisbane literally only has one, so it's very cool seeing another one in a different country. And I think the most insane thing about this car is the Apollo IE style triple exhaust pipes. What a absolutely ridiculous body kit. Right, another Aston Martin DB11 right here, although the key difference to the one we saw the other day is the V12 badge. This one doesn't have the V8, but I mean, as the badge says, the V12, so it sounds a lot better and also makes more horsepower, I believe. And then over here, I don't know if you can see, there we are, a navy blue Lamborghini Urus. And there is another Aston Martin DB11. I know you missed that. You can see it's going past the Urus right there. Very nice. I'm not quite sure if this one's legally parked or not, but regardless, it looks very good. I mean, you guys already know what a Lamborghini Huracan looks like. This one is the Technica variant, so the rear-wheel drive, 640 horsepower, new generation variant of the Huracan. Right, today seems to be developing a bit of a theme. This is the third one of the day, I think. We have yet another Aston Martin DB11, and a nice Porsche 911 Turbo S, and another very familiar car. Here is the same Purosangue that we saw yesterday. I guess it's good that we have better lighting now to capture this car, because, I mean, if this was in Brisbane, people will be going absolutely ballistic. Maybe slightly the wrong word, but over there you can see also a Aston Martin V12 DBS of some sort. I think that might be the Volante version. Once again, the Dorchester Hotel doesn't seem to have too much today, although the same McLaren Senna is still chilling on that street, so I might just go over and take a look at it again, because, I mean, it is not every day that you see a McLaren Senna. Yeah, no, this is just crazy. I mean, I filmed this yesterday, and I don't think you guys are going to be complaining that I'm filming it again, because, I mean, there's not many cars that can make a Porsche 911 Turbo S look boring, but this is certainly one of them. One of only 500 in the entire world of the regular versions. They made a couple more different types. And then, I mean, look, you can see just the dry carbon of the internals just through those vents there. What an absolutely insane car. And one thing people don't tend to realize about the Senna until they see it in person is how much the front sort of area hangs over the front wheel. Like, comparing it to the back, like, yes, there's a bit of rear overhang, but the front, it's quite substantial, and it's all just for aerodynamic work. You can see, I mean, there's gigantic radiators over the front here, and then in here we have some active aerodynamic pieces that flap up and down depending on the conditions that the car is being driven in. Overall, I mean, what a car. And that's an Aston Martin DBS. Not DBS, Aston Martin Vanquish. Okay, so when I arrived at Harrods, I was feeling a bit disappointed until I got around here and found this grey Ferrari F8 Tributo, the last mid-engine V8 Ferrari they ever produced before they all got hybridized. And the best thing about the car as with all F8 Tributos, is it's got the S duct in the front where the air goes over the front axle to create some more downforce. And over here we have another Ferrari, possibly in the exact same paint color. This one is the Ferrari California, so the naturally aspirated front engine V8 as opposed to the mid-engined twin turbocharged V8. And over here, that is a very loud Porsche Cayman. Anyway, over here we have an Aston Martin Rapide, the original Rapide. If you can't tell the difference between the two, the Rapide S, which is its newer counterpart, has a slightly different grille compared to the old one. Although these things are becoming absolute bargains, essentially just a 4-door Aston Martin DB9. Over here we have our second Aston Martin Rapide of the day, and as I mentioned just before, that is the Rapide S with a slightly different grille. However, there is a far more interesting thing on this street, which is this Ferrari 599 GTB. Now, I haven't checked the interior yet, but the manual versions of this car tend to go quite a lot, although as you can see here, this one, I mean, through the reflection, you can see it doesn't have the manual transmission, but still very, very good cars, and they are certainly going to increase in value in the future. It appears that I'm seeing quite a lot of Aston Martins today. Over there, right in front of me, you can see is a Aston Martin Vantage, the new generation, I should say. And that BMW just caught my eye. I'm not sure if you saw, but the front headlights are sort of attached to the front grille. Looks very strange. All right, just came into a random side street, and then, would you believe it, we have just a casual Ferrari GTC4 Lusso right here. This is the V12, not the T. Paint color, I believe, is blue epoxy with a brown interior as well, so overall, quite a nice spec. Alright, so with the rotten luck that we've been having today, I figured I would pop down to Lamborghini HRO in South Kensington, and I mean, it definitely was worth it because as you can see at the front here, we have a yellow Lamborghini Huracan Technica and the Lamborghini Urus there, but that is not why I'm excited, because over here, we have one of 500 in the entire world, a Lamborghini Aventador SV Roadster painted in the very iconic color Blue Glauco. And if I just put my hand over there, you can probably get a better glimpse of the car. What a stunning machine. V12 of course, and I mean Aventadors are probably going to start going way up in price now because of the introduction of the Revolto with the new hybrid system that these cars do not have. As a white Audi R8 goes by, we stumble across a couple other Lamborghinis over there. There's two Huracans, the green one is an STO, the white one is an LP610. Then just tucked in at the back there is a yellow Urus Performante. Over there is the third Lamborghini Huracan Technica of the day. These things are proving to be quite common. This one is painted in grey with bronze wheels. Alright, this is a completely unexpected surprise. Wide body Lamborghini Urus with a red interior and what appears to be a wrap of some sort. Looks absolutely immense, and judging by the number plate and also the decal just on the side there, I believe the owner of this car, I mean Boss GVE, you can probably guess, is the boss of GVE, which is a supercar dealership here in London. I haven't had the opportunity to visit them yet because, I mean, it's sort of fairly far away from the centre of London, but hopefully, if I get the chance, I can go over there and maybe film some of the cars, but that was a very, very nice spot. And over here, second F8 of the day. That one's an F8 Spider, painted in Rosso Corso. I don't quite know what to say right now. So I figured, since I'm in South Kensington right now, I should pop over to not only Lamborghini, but also the Ferrari dealership that's here, because, I mean, who knows, maybe they might have a hypercar in the showroom. And, I mean, I literally just got here and I stood for like 30 seconds, just like... Yeah, so this is actually my first time seeing a LaFerrari. They only made 499 of them for the entire world. This is one of them, and I mean, they also made an additional 210 at purchase, but this is just a regular coupe model, painted in the iconic Rosso Corsa with silver wheels, yellow brake calipers, and what appears to be a red leather interior. It is a fairly, I would say, basic LaFerrari spec, but I am in no way, shape or form complaining because these are such special cars. And then beside that, we have a Nero Purosangue, Ferrari Purosangue, so it's a black paint with a red fleck in it. In the back there is a Ferrari F8 Tributo, as well as an F8 Spider in the front, painted in yellow. And then beside that, we have a Ferrari Roma. And at the very end, a rather nicely spec'd 812 GTS. I actually missed an 812 GTS when I started filming this video yesterday, which was painted in a very similar color. So if you guys want to imagine the car that I saw, this is essentially the exact same spec right in front of you right here. Although, I mean, probably none of you were listening to what I just said. You probably just skipped ahead to the video because, I mean, when do you ever see a LaFerrari? Like, ever. This is the first time for me seeing one in like 3 years. I've been spotting for 3 years. Maybe more, I can't remember. Okay, with that, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. I know I have had an absolute blast making it. I don't think I've ever seen so many hypercars in such a short amount of time. If you guys could do me one favor by sharing this video to someone else so they can watch the video too, that would be fantastic, because it would mean that I would get double the exposure that I normally would, which would allow me to grow the channel. A couple of BMWs just went past. And this week's spot of the week goes to, I mean, I don't know who it is yet, but their name is right here and their spot is right here. Hopefully it's a very good car. If you guys want to get featured on spot of the week for the next video, make sure to DM my Instagram your pictures where you might have a chance to get featured. But other than that, thanks for watching and I will see you soon.